You're listening to the Court of Public Opinion. We're going to talk about something less likely to charge us up, and I think love is a great topic, but we'll go a little beyond just the basics of love. It's just being able to find the right person. That's it's a mouthful, by the way. Okay, so go through a process of elimination. Some people do go about it that way. I'm not looking for that, but I just think that if you're once you're free of all those other obligations, say you've got all your priorities in check, you do a checklist like one, two, three, one, two, three. Okay, clear out all the nonsense, and you're just going to start from wherever you're at. Say you've already been in a relationship, or maybe things are going in the right direction. You want to start somewhere every day with somebody, and it's helpful, just little helpful hints for myself personally, is that you guys start somewhere and you work with what you got. Okay, you make the most of your situation, or at best you change it. Okay, and if you go through a lot of trouble to change the direction or the trajectory of your relationships, you're going to want positive relationships around you. You want people that are helpful to you, encouraging to you, supportive. There's a lot of people holding each other accountable. If you look on the internet, there's always that. But there's not enough emphasis on encouragement. So there's plenty of people holding each other accountable. You can find that anywhere on the internet by today's standards. And there's a lot of that, the public debate about relationships, whether it be on different demographics. Like the demographic today is feminists, which socially, people will divide it up as social class and income status. I find that kind of odd, because it's if you were to look at it fairly, there's a lot of poor families that they can't survive poverty, and if you've ever lost anything financially, it's really hard to recuperate loss. So it's already an unfair advantage. So we're not going to go down that road, because there are people that will divide it up in demographics. I'm not here to do that. You got to start with what you got, no matter where you're at. If you have a lot of financial security, you work with what you got, and if you don't, you got to work with what you got there too. So either way, you're on the same page. And it's just not a fair debate. It's not. It doesn't go very far, and it hurts people. But when it comes to matters of love, you can find someone you have something in common with, and you don't have to be so more or less more rich, more. I see people that get to know each other, just they connect on all levels, and it has nothing to do with their financial status or income status. And I think that's why a lot of people should know more about courtship. You get to know somebody, you start to like each other, you start to want to get to know each other, and then you really start to like each other because you're on the phone all the time. And then by the time you're on the phone all the time, you realize you're caught up in each other, and you're sending each other love letters. I think it's fair to say that somebody's or both people are interested in each other a little bit, and it's nice to be excited about that person. And when it comes to courtship, I mean, some of people, they're on the right track. They just need the right people around them to be supportive. Okay. Oh, just earlier I was talking about people breaking up a home. It's not my topic at all. It's not a fun topic, especially because it's a tricky topic, and a lot of people find themselves caught up in a lot of it, and they don't need to be. I always look at some examples like mine. That was not fun, by the way. It was really awkward when I found out on Thanksgiving, like surprise. I didn't eat Thanksgiving that day at all. I didn't eat that much actually after that. So I'm not into surprises, okay, for obvious reasons. So I wanna help people try to look for answers where you can get on the right track, okay. And this is advice I almost wish more people had, is about conflict solution resolution. If you can go into it with a mediator, that's the best way possible. You might not be getting back together with somebody, but conflict resolution is really good. But if you want to start over, which most people, they're at that point where they're starting over. They've maybe they recognize they need conflict resolution. So conflict resolution should be fair, free, of any complicated conflicts, you know what I mean? And that's the whole point of conflict resolution, is freeing yourself of those conflicts and being able to resolve it and move forward. I would say that people that drag themselves through court, good luck to you. It's exhausting, it's tiresome, and a lot of families lose a lot more in the process. They lose their time away from the things that do matter. They don't want to be overwhelmed, and families have a lot of other things that they have to prioritize. So I think conflict resolution is the best way to get your priorities straight. It's the best way to start over. Every day you have a chance to start over. I can't see that's a bad thing. Everyone's moving in a better direction too. Even if people don't think that you can move beyond divorce, and divorce doesn't have to be as devastating. Okay, divorce can be very devastating. It doesn't have to destroy people though. Okay, it will hurt people, but there's a lot of good reasons why people are separated and divorced. Okay, and there are a lot of good marriages that can be saved. So on both ends of this, that's why I look at family resolution as the answer. For a lot of families, they're not on the brink of divorce, but they can't get over some things, and maybe they're in a blended or extended family, and it's grandma's taking care of the kids while mom is like, taking time off, or maybe dad is taking some time off. That there's family resolution, because by today's standards, grandmas are now the primary caretakers, or maybe there's a guardian. So there's a lot here where families can come to agree. And family resolution is one of the better options for all families of all types. Like I said, you got extended families, you got blended families, etc. So we're gonna. That's just a spin-off of what we were talking about from the first part. But I want to talk about in part two, because I want to pick up and clean up what I was started with part two on courtship, because we're going to move from that topic to courtship. Okay, so you said all those things, and you probably came from a situation maybe like this, okay? So you're going to start over. You're going to date. You're excited. You're interested in meeting somebody, and that's exciting. And when you get to know somebody, and the more time you get to know them, you realize we have a lot in common, okay? And a lot of things, that doesn't necessarily mean that, because you have a lot in common, though, that you're ready to, take the plunge. You're just getting to know each other. That's why I love courtship. It allows you to get to know somebody, or date, group date. Group dating's good. Or, in some cases, we can look at courtship, and by today's standards, mommy and daddy are taking their kids out on dates, teaching them how to group date. This is good. This is so wise, by the way. When they have the daddy-daughter dances, and the dad teaches the daughter how to date again, or how to date, period. I mean, some of us have learned the hard way, so I can't see how that's a bad thing. Daddy-daughter dates get an A+ with me. Okay. And I love daddy-daughter dates. I love them. I wish more girls had daddy-daughter dates. I really do. I think it's a great way to connect with dad. And I think because dad means so much, that, daddy-daughter dates get an A+, definitely. And that same could apply to moms, I'm not a mother, so I can't possibly understand or appreciate to the depths of a parent. But I can certainly, from observation, look at mom's relationship with their daughters, or mom's relationship with their dad. I can't see how that's a bad thing. Moms deserve a lot of the extra, pointers. And, moms get an A+ when they're spending time with their kids, cooking, or just taking extra time out of their schedule. Because I know that moms, once you become a mom, you don't stop becoming a mom, okay? Just because your kids are grown up and graduate, it just means they're grown-ups now, and you have to let them go. Actually, there's a real good book about, they said, the Other Woman. It's a great, I didn't read it, but I want to. It's about raising your sons to be husbands and dads, okay? And it's called The Other Woman, because mom, sometimes you are the other woman. Letting go in courtship, and knowing that your kids are going to be courting and they're going to be dating. Like, we're not right there yet, but we know that, it's prom season, right? You went to prom. It wasn't that long ago. It's like, wow. Oh, I just survived my high school breakup. Now I have to get ready for the next high school dates and proms, and here I am. I got a daughter just like this. So obviously this comes with experience. A lot of us, some of us are trying to recover from our high school disasters, you know what I mean? So you learn from past experience. You don't have to be on pins and needles. You can reassure yourself that it's not going to be that bad. Letting go is okay. And, the best way for kids to make their mistakes is let them. They're going to want to learn for themselves. That's the whole point. If kids are willing to make those kind of mistakes, then all you can do is warn them, okay? That doesn't mean you don't try to at least guide them in the right directions. Like, no, I don't really want you going that way. I want you to go this way with this, okay? But you don't have to be the bad guy, okay? And you want to prepare them to court each other or court their next boyfriend or girlfriend. You want to have an invested interest, and you don't have to be their best friend. You don't have to hold their hand through it. That's not the idea. You're letting go. It means you're letting go, and that's like, Dad, you got to let her go, okay? Mom, you got to let her go. You got to let your daughter do this, okay? So for obvious reasons, this is a scary topic, but it's not a bad topic. It's not scary. It doesn't have to be scary all the time. But we do factor in all the warning signs, okay? So we point that out. If you want to listen to some of our previous posts, we'll talk about that. We talk about that, at the previous post. That's not what this is about. It's, say you for the first time, you actually are moving things in the positive direction, that you're aware of all this stuff that's going on out there, and you're not making the mistake, and everything's going actually pretty good considering all things. And you know that this dating part of it leads to courtship. Courtship leads to engagement. Engagement leads to marriage. So you want to build upon those things. And the best way you can help your daughter or son is prepare them. Prepare them for the challenges. Don't wait till they're 18 and tell them about life. You know what I mean? Don't wait till it's too late. Get them educated. Talk about abstinence. Talk about safe sex. Talk about the things that matter. Talk about why to me personally think it's sexier to consider these things. It's a sexy quality when a young man and woman is informed on how to be responsible when it comes to making responsible choices at a young age. At 15 and 16, they shouldn't be making those choices then end up with STDs and then hurting. Or encourage abstinence and say, reason we encourage abstinence because we want to build on educating ourselves on the facts today. Facts of life, obviously. And that's the truth of it. Okay, so we want to talk about courtship because we realize that this is it. This is some of you are headed that direction. It's Valentine's Day, so you want to get something going and you want to have a nice date, and you're going to go through a little bit extra. You're going to have some encouragement to maybe buy a gift. I wouldn't go overkill. I would just keep it really simple. Maybe in some cases, if you're moved a little further, then, consider it that way. But don't go overboard. Just be cautious. This is one area that you can't afford to get hurt in, and it's the matters of heart. So if you can be cautious, go into it smart, be wise, on and on. The next chapter is to be written, but you can write that chapter. You don't have to go on just, destiny alone. You create your destiny by teaching yourself some simple things in application, using some wisdom borrowed by your friend, grandma, me. I mean, I'm here to assist here. And obviously, you want the proper person to escort you in life. You know what I mean? You don't want to go by random destiny. I mean, destiny's great, but in all actuality, you want to be able to be equally matched with somebody that you like and that he likes you, or she likes you and you like her, either way. Or in some cases today, it's he likes him and she likes her. I'm not here to debate that. I'm not. I don't like to get into that debate because when it comes to the heart of the matter, people find each other for however reasons at whatever season. What I do encourage is honoring the marriage bed. Honoring those things. Hold that up in a very special place. A lot of people, once they've committed to the point that they know that they're going to be together, they're on their way. Okay. To me, you should know that if you're going to enter into that commitment, that you've already made the decision that you're going to go further in this commitment. Give yourself time to get to know each other, and wait, commit for abstinence. If one thing you can borrow from anyone is if all else fails and you're not ready for sex, then at least consider abstinence with learning about how to abstain while you're waiting through that wait time. Because a lot of people, they get excited, they're ready for all this, and then like they might actually overexcite themselves. Okay, so your backup plan for this is, say, let's discuss abstinence, and they call it outer course. Okay, some people like outer course, are safer there, and I'd say you might have gone too far, and you say to each other, wait, we need to back up. Let's start with abstinence and outer course. This is your alternative, so you don't have sex, you're not prepared for it, no matter how much you want it. Okay, preferably people who abstain and practice outer course are going to be less likely to have STDs, less likely to get pregnant. And this way, you can actually honor each other's maybe religious values. I mean, some people are there, that's where they're at. So I like abstinence. I think abstinence is a great way to preserve yourself and wait. For a lot of people, they don't even know about this. So I'll put some links below, and I encourage you to have a great courtship and learn more about these actual helpful skills. Thank you for listening.